Hey guys, it's Steve back here with the monthly market update. I just want to talk about what's happening in the market currently right now. We know the last time I reported, we were in a frenzy of a market where there was bidding wars on every property, and it was hard to actually secure a deal for your buyer's client. And usually in our business, our buyer's client comes into a listing client rather later on. So now we're looking to buy then sell, but at the same time, we can't produce more listings to the market because our clients are not buying. So the good news is now this week here, we're starting to see a little bit of a sputter in the market. I've been preaching this buyer's fatigue. I'm going to trademark that word for sure, buyer's fatigue in the market, and it's starting to set in. And I'll give you an example of what I'm doing now because I'm very analytical, but driver in personality, and I'm checking in with the office itself. And the office gives me an idea of how the market is going based on how many showings per property. And let's just say the last week here, let's say last week prior to this week, we had full queues of appointments booked. We're talking like 100, 150 a day. And then this week, fast forward to this week, we're down to maybe 75 to 80 a day, even less. And then even the other night that I was at the office a little bit later and I checked on the appointments and it was pretty much maybe 2 or 3 in queue rather than a full appointments in queue. That kind of gives me the first telltale of buyer's fatigue, and the weather is brilliant. People should be out looking more for houses now, let's say, than the brutal weather that we were facing earlier of this month. And talking about bidding wars, and I'm going to give you a little bit of an example. So bidding wars are basically listings that have a presentation date where buyers are able to view a property for 4 or 5 days prior to the listing agent and the seller reviewing offers that are submitted. And usually these things will go off the charts. We'd have 30, 40, 50, 60. I even heard even 80 offers in some properties depending on how low they're priced. I'm going to give you an example. This is probably the last 7 to 8 days of listings in my community, basically York region. So let's say Vaughan area, a little bit of King and Bolton. So it's a little bit of King and Peel region, let's call it, but not many areas. And this is basically the amount, I hope you can see this here, but this is the amount of bidding wars that actually failed, or either the seller didn't get what he was expecting on the actual offer presentation day, or there was no offers actually submitted. And for example, I actually had a listing out in Barrie in a very similar situation. We priced the property, we're the lowest condominium in the area. We listed it at a certain price, expecting not a massive bidding war, maybe less like 20, 30K over where we were currently listed, and we didn't get any offers registered and still not have any offers currently now. So that's just my personal experience. Looking at this, there's other anomaly properties that are still functioning quite well. I'm seeing bungalows are getting heavy bidding wars and also reaching astronomical prices that they wouldn't have reached, let's say, a year or two ago. And these are basically people retiring, baby boomers that are retiring, sold their larger houses, and now there's a short demand. There's always a short demand of bungalows, and there's much shorter demand of bungalows now. So they're bidding up now 20, 30, 40 offers on these particular properties and paying astronomical amounts of money. But on generic properties, we're starting to see failure rates going forward. And that's pretty much it. We're going to keep an eye on this for sure. Always check in on my Mondays with Steve. This is more of a frequent market update. And just let's talk about inventory a little bit now. This is the first time we reached over 10,000 units this week. And this is the first time in the year, or actually maybe the third week in a row now, that actually freehold houses have overtaken condominium units in the market. So right now we're at a 65% to 35% ratio. So yeah, it looks like it's going to turn, and I always tell my buyers this is an opportunity we're going to have going forward in order to start purchasing properties of their dreams. So we don't know. This now we could sputter out and have an opportunity to buy, and then it can light back on fire. We have to just check on the economy. We know that the US is printing something like $1.9 trillion. They passed through the bill last week, or this week rather, and you know that even though that we're distant cousins, that usually affects how we operate our businesses here in Canada. So let's see how that prevails. And that's it, guys. If you like the video, please like, share, subscribe. And if you have any questions, you can always direct message me. Thanks. Ciao.